bro. So yeah, and before I forget, there was a video that you did want to bring up. So let me go ahead and bring that sucker up real quick. I'm over here forgetting. Let me see.
I was just about to bring that up. I was gonna say, fuck the video. We could just go off the whim. Cause we could just go off the whim real quick.
Yeah.
So there was this guy named Anton, and he was on the show, the 5150 show, and Corey Holcomb is the host of that show. Craig Fax and Darlene Ortiz are his co-hosts. Now he brought Anton on.
That's my home, Anton Daniels. That's my. I was actually on one of his live streams at one point, but yeah, go ahead.
So, like, to me, I know how to separate Corey Holcomb, the comedian, from the Corey Holcomb himself. You feel me? Sometimes he says things and does things to get a reaction. Sometimes he's speaking real, and you could just tell the way he was programmed or taught or raised, he believes what he believes. So that's why you could go off to see how his co-host react and look like. They'd be like, okay, he's just capping or this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
So this particular episode where Anton came on, he before the week started, like before the episode started, like a week prior, he was like, yo, this finna be crazy next week. So he probably put in his mind,
he already knew what he was
gonna do, how he's gonna get a reaction, how to get the views and stuff like that. So, and I'm there just watching as a fan. I'm like, like I said, I separate them too, because I know, he might say some wild shit, and I'm like, dude, but I'm like, you know what? This is how he feels. So I don't want to say I accept it, but hey, that's who he is. But so this episode, I don't know Anton. Only time that I probably seen him was that time. So what he was going off of is like, Anton really be praising the white people and all that. I'm like, listen, I always look at like, I don't think that white people, the Caucasians, are the person that's the only people that's pushing whatever system. I believe there's a whole bunch of hands that's pushing the system. It could be black, white, Indian, whatever. It's just not white. So white people might be getting the glorifications from it, but nigga, if you look at it, nigga, look at all the NBA players, niggas. Anything that involves physicality, mental, look at who made computers, who made GPS, who made super soakers, all this stuff. So, but I say that to say this, right? So Antoine is probably like 5'6", probably his body's not the strongest, so he's probably like, let's say 180, 200. Corey Holcomb, he said he was a basketball player, so they say his calf muscle was like this big. So Corey Holcomb's probably like 6'3", 6'5".
Right.
And he's probably up there in like 2 something. So he goes off on some shit like, yo, Anton, denounce white people. Tell them, like, say white people suck or something like that. He's like, why would I just say that out of nowhere?
Right.
And Corey Hogan's pretty much telling him, because you're on my show, just do it. He's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So you pretty much sucking white people. He's like, what? I'm sucking white people's. Then Anton was like, you know what? You're rooting for black people so much, you're probably sucking black people's. Wait, what? You said I suck. Wait, come on, move out the way, Darlene. Say I suck again. Say I suck again. But I'm looking like Antoine is just repeating what you just said to him. But you don't like that though?
But he don't like, and he pointed that out.
And I'm looking like, I was like, see, Corey, this is one of those things, what you try to be was a bully. Now, and I'm looking like that's kind of corny, because I'm not saying Corey Holcomb wouldn't have done that to a more gangster nigga that's probably a shot to kill or whatever. I'm not saying he wouldn't have done that, because if he would have listened, he'd be like, yeah, I would have done that to a gangster killer ass nigga. You know what that's going to make? That's going to bring law of attraction. There's going to be a gangster ass nigga that'll be like, do that with me.
Yeah.
So I don't want him to come back and say, "Oh, I'll do that." No, I'm not trying to do that to him. I'm not trying to have that energy attracted. But what I'm saying was, he knew who he could pull that off with, and I didn't like that. So now, and like I said, I fuck with Corey. I've been listening to Corey Holcomb before his show, the 5150 show. I've been listening to him as a stand-up comedian. Like, that's something I watch. So now, I think he was wrong for that situation. I think he was a complete bully. Okay. Now, I don't know if you watched the highlight of it before or online. Do you think he was out of pocket, or do you think he was a bully?
1,000%. Cause like, and that just goes back to what are people willing to do for the views, for the likes and all that stuff. That to me is a dummy low blow. And I'm the exact opposite. I watch Anton a lot. Like I said, I was on his podcast one time, and I know Corey from this video and from a couple of his comedy sessions years back. And then I'm like, oh snap, I didn't know that he had his own show and stuff like that. So that caught me off guard. And then when I seen this, I'm like, hold on, this is the same guy that I knew was a comedian. Like, I know comedians are like straight jokesters, but this is like, come on, bro. Like, you making X amount of dollars, you doing this, you doing that. You acting like some dude that's like from the street that, you know, you ain't got no sense. You don't got no, I don't know. So
house training.
No house training. You just going off the chuck. And then when somebody like you said, somebody directs it right back to you. And now you looking like you trying to scrap. And it's like, bro, what's going on here? It literally threw me off when I saw this video. And I know Anton I didn't know that he was going to stand up to him like that. I know Anton's not no punk.
Yeah.
And he definitely stood his ground, but it was like, yeah, for Corey to be doing all that, that was very distasteful in my mouth. It left a sour taste after seeing him for however many long years that I last saw him. And it's like, bro, this is the stuff, to me, that's like, this is the stuff that you're doing. I ain't watching your stuff if that's the case. That's an immediate bad impression for somebody that's just coming in and, you know, just hearing about him. So I'm not like that type. And, you know, of course, me being the way that I am, I'm not for that type of behavior. I'm not down for that type of reaction. I think if you want to get a reaction from somebody, you ask them specific questions. You know, try. Well, I mean, which is what he did, but I don't know. Maybe just overall, just trying to get a reaction by that method. It to me, that's not ideal for somebody of his caliber, for somebody of his class. That was unnecessary. Unnecessary. And then on top of that, the reaction that he had when Anton tried to bring it back to him, it's like, bro, what is this, high school? This is high school nonsense that we're doing right now. I'm sitting here pissing you off and getting you upset, and then the second you do it back to me, now you upset, now you tight, now you ready to fight and stuff. And it's like, bro, what are we really doing here? And it got to a point where, like, to me, it just felt like, or at least the conclusion I came to was that he's trying to keep pressing this so that it could go viral, because I refuse to believe that he's really doing this right now. It's insane to me. And Anton, I mean, like I said, he held his ground. He you know, kept that same energy. He wasn't gonna get punked, and he was also not gonna say anything that was, you know, outside of what he would normally say on his channel, on his podcast, anything like that. But he sure ain't gonna back down and have nobody sit here talking and trying to tell him to do this and to do. He weighed way too much money to sit here and have somebody tell him what to do. Nah, man.
And that's the crazy part. Like, Anton came with security. And you gotta remember, you gotta think about that. Now you're in someone's house or environment. Now the securities probably feel uncomfortable now because you don't know what guns they got up there.
They trying to figure it out.
Like, you know, shouts out to RP to Laylo. That's the person that was like that owned the corn academy before they died. Laylo, They got Macca up there. Macca's still alive. Shouts out to him. But Macca be having like, you know, he's a real street nigga. He says he's a real street nigga. I respect that nigga because he's standing on business. But you know what I mean? Like he brings street niggas around.
Yeah.
So now you have a security guard that's like, yo, bro, there's upstairs, there's this. You don't know what people could come out of in a building.
Anything about
and now things are getting heated. So now you're making your guests uncomfortable. You feel me? And now you're making the guests uncomfortable. You're making the security uncomfortable. It's like, because you know what I mean. For the most part, you try to make when I have my guests come to my spot, bro. I make sure I let them niggas know, like, yo, bro, before they even come here, I already got to feel the temperature, like, yo, like, you ain't on some person, a loose cannon or whatever. So now you're in here, you feel my vibes, you know that I'm not a loose cannon. So when you come here, you can be as comfortable as you want to be. Right. You feel me? Just know that you ain't nothing going to happen to you. But just know if you tried to do some wild I will match your energy and probably take it even farther. But for the most part, we have this respect for each other.
It's just a matter of respect, and that's where did he say that? I think when he did a follow-up video just talking about the whole situation Anton was talking about, like it's a matter of respect at that point. I'm coming into your podcast, I'm gonna respect you as much as you respect me. And it just goes as simple as that. I don't understand how we as grown men are not, you know, going by that street code. Like we grown at this point. Why we doing this type of stunt? It's
and not even just the street codes, because you know what I mean. Street codes, you know what I mean. When niggas say street codes, they're like, there's no rules. But for the most part, sometimes it's so weird sometimes. But for the most part, as men, whoever wants to manipulate the street code, but as for men, like, yo, bro, I see you, I acknowledge you, you acknowledge me. Hey, you a man, I'm a man. I can fight, you can fight. We don't got to see who can fight unless it goes there. And I remember one thing, last thing I'm gonna say, because I don't really want to touch up on this in too much, but Corey said some dumb shit to me in my eyes.
What he say?
He said, "You don't know a nigga that went to jail?" And so I was like, "No. How are you black? You don't know somebody that went to jail?" Probably is not involved by that environment. Why do you have to know someone?
It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's as simple
don't
as
matter
that.
if you're black or white. You don't know that person. You don't know that person.
What does that have to do with what we got going on right now?
That doesn't take the blackness away from you, because you can go back to the episode of Carlton Banks on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That dude that he was probably joining the fraternity with, he was like, yo, bro, he said, dude, why are you holding me back like that? There's a system already doing that. You're supposed to uplift me, help me back, but because you're not a brother, you're not from the hood. But my skin plex is pretty much the same as yours. Why are you trying to do this to me, brother? And that's pretty much what that was. That was pretty much I just freestyled that, but that was the same thing. So that's why I didn't condone it. I still watch the show, but when I do watch it, I have to filter it. Like, all right, is he on some?
You gotta
bullshit?
separate.
Yeah,
go with the separation again. Interesting, man. Hey, yeah, that was an interesting situation. Definitely caught me off guard, but interesting nonetheless. I'm glad that nothing really popped off.
Because I'm glad that didn't pop off, anything like that. Because like I said, you don't want people to have that stigma, like, oh, I can't be on this nigga show,
right?
Because like I said, he's still an entertaining person. Craig Facts. If you, let's say you want to keep like Craig Facts, man, that's why his name is called Craig Facts. That nigga be saying stuff that I've been studying for years. He be pulling up things from the Bible. He's an encyclopedia. He's Google. He's Google. He has so many great things memorized. He gives a great balance to the show. Darlene Ortiz, she gives another great balance to the show. Because some episodes when Corey's by himself or he's just with Darlene, the balance is off. Yeah. So not saying he's not but sometimes you might need people like that to balance you, to give a happy medium, and thank God for them. You feel me? So, but it's still a funny show. Yeah, I go there for comedy, talks about current event or whatever. So I'm not gonna disrespect. But my show, Doing the Most podcast, is way better than that. So go on YouTube, on social media, go watch it. Doing the Most podcast. You dig?
We're gonna have that in the link in the description.
I gotta plug in all the time. You dig?